Hello and welcome to Skybet EFL review. Game week 44, some big games, and it tightens up at the bottom of the championship as it tightens up at the top of League One as Leeds and Burnley are both promoted. So yeah, let's just dive into this review show. Cardiff 1, Oxford 1. Cardiff did dominate in this game, but a brilliant hit from Brannigan, the Oxford United midfielder, outside the box free kick. Brilliant finish from him. Cardiff City a bit unlucky not to win this game. They let me down at Mayaka, so they can swivel on it. But yeah, it really looks unlikely for them to stay at their level on points with Plymouth now 3 points off safety. They need Derby and Luton to lose probably next week, but Hull play Derby in an absolute crunch game at the bottom next week. Cardiff had the stats in this one, should have won the game. Aaron Ramsey, can he keep him up? It'd be a hell of a task if he can. But yeah, really unlucky yesterday were Cardiff City and not to win the game. They probably should have done so, but they didn't create enough clear-cut chances. Had the chances, but just didn't create enough in that game. Yeah, decent point for Oxford. They should be all right now and should stay up, but it's still very, very tight down at the bottom of the championship, and that's what makes this league so great. Cardiff 1, Oxford 1. Hull 2, Preston 1, 2 penalties getting Hull City over the line in this one. Maybe a bit fortunate with the refereeing decisions, but Joe Gelhardt's penalties getting them over the line in this one and making Hull get a big, big win over Preston in this one. Very lucky to win that. Stats show that it was a fairly even game. Preston gave it as much fight. Could Preston really go down under Paul Heckingbottom this season? It'd be a very big shock if they did, but it can be happening. Seeing what Preston fans have been saying, they've got a big game against Plymouth on Saturday, and then Bristol City away is going to be really difficult at Ashton Gate. But yeah, Preston need to beat Plymouth next time out. Good win for Hull though. Gelhardt and then Gibson with the goal from a corner, I believe, for Preston. So yeah, left foot, yeah, from a corner, and Hull win via 2 penalties and a good win for Hull City and Ruben Sellers, and they might just stay up, but they need to beat Derby if they are to stay up on the weekend. Leeds 6, Stoke 0. Another big win for Leeds United as they power past Stoke City, who are they should be safe. Should Stoke? They just need to beat Sheffield United on Friday night, which they probably should do. Although Stoke, Piru getting 4 goals in this one. So the first half, Leeds were 5-0 up at half-time before Willie Nonto got in on the action and made it 6. They probably could have won this by 6 or 7. Leeds, really good performance. Piru gets a 9.9. I'm not sure how he didn't get a 10, to be honest. 5-foot mob. Stoke only the 5 shots, 1 big chance missed, not really creating anything. Leeds having 3.43 XG. Very deserved winners. I mean, if you win 6-0, of course you're going to be deserved winners. And that Leeds side is now in the Premier League. They have been promoted. It's a shame because they will just come straight back down because of the gap between the Prem and the Championship. But yeah, good win for Leeds, and they beat Stoke City 6-0 here. Luton 3, Bristol City 1 now. Very good win for Luton. But Bristol City's results going in their favour, of course, with the likes of Coventry and Middlesbrough and West Brom all losing, and Blackburn, but Blackburn winning, that was the only bummer for them. Really good win for Luton. Asgard seems to be really showing his quality now than what he did at Wigan, and is really shining through. Shame Birmingham didn't get him, still might get him. If Luton go down, still in that drop zone, level on points with Derby, still really tight between Luton and Derby at the bottom. I do think Luton will get out of it with the likes of Asgard and Morris and Ali and Jones in the midfield. But yeah, they deserve the win, you probably had to say. I mean, they did score an absolute worldie with Teo Asgard from right foot outside the box. Brilliant goal from him. But yeah, as for Bristol City, they should still get playoffs. They should still be all right. 67 points, still 4 points clear. So yeah, good win for Luton. Bristol City, all the results went their way, so it doesn't really matter. Luton 3, Bristol City 1. Millwall 3, Norwich 1. That was one of the sides that did not help themselves. They did help themselves with Mihailo Ivanovic. What a striker he is proving to be. I'm sure a Premier League side will be after him in the summer, maybe like a Brighton or a Brentford or a Fulham, or somebody will be after Ivanovic in the summer, maybe. Norwich, again, really, really poor, but they've got nothing to play for. You may as well just sit on the beach and get ready for the next season now, Norwich City fans, and have a crack at the playoffs next season. But yeah, Millwall, 3 points off the playoffs. They could still sneak in. They're going to have to win 2 of their remaining games. Millwall do play Swansea on Saturday, and Middlesbrough take on Norwich. So yeah, and Coventry go away to Luton, which it could be a sticky twist for Coventry City. But yeah, very, very good win for Alex Neil and Millwall in this one, and they plod on to, yeah, and maybe could even get in the playoffs. Only 3 points off now are Millwall. So yeah, good win over Norwich in this one, and Millwall keep marching under Alex Neil. Plymouth 3, Coventry 1 in what was probably one of the big shocks of this Sky Bet Championship Easter Monday fixtures. Mustafa Bundu having an absolutely brilliant game with his brace. Ryan Hardy getting in on the action. They've missed him, have Plymouth. But yeah, Coventry's away form is going to let them down. They travel to Luton next week. It could be maybe a similar story. They've got to hope the results don't go in their favour, because they will be in trouble, because Middlesbrough and Millwall are catching, and maybe Blackburn too. So yeah, Blackburn could be in the hunt as well if they win at the weekend. But yeah, under Valerian Ismail. But yeah, Plymouth, really good win for them. I still think it's too little too late for them to stay up under Miron Buslic, but yeah, I mean, they're giving themselves the best chance. I think they will overtake. I think Cardiff will probably end up bottom of the championship, but yeah, Plymouth are giving it a go. Even game, both sides could have won this. Plymouth just got the home advantage in this one, and yeah, they beat Coventry by 3-1, and a good win for Plymouth Argyle. And maybe can they stay up? I doubt it, but it's looking likely after they keep winning and winning, and they go away to Preston next. Can they do that? Portsmouth 1, Watford 0. Good win for Pompey and John Messinio's side. Watford down to 10 men for most of that game. It was a bit flat towards the end of it. 3.9 XG though. 3.19 XG for Pompey with just 19 shots. Watford having only 0.65 with 10 shots. But they didn't create any massive chances, did Watford, in this one under Tom Cleverley. They're on the beach. Norwich are on the beach. Wednesday are on the beach, even though they won yesterday. Portsmouth are safe now. We are officially confirmed to have Southampton versus Portsmouth in the Championship next season. Cannot wait for that. I'm sure we could do some sort of watch along for that game. But yeah, very good win for Portsmouth and John Messinio, so they'll be very happy with that. And yeah, good win for Pompey in this one, and they just keep moving onwards, don't they? And it's a good win for Portsmouth and John Messinio, and yeah, they are safe as more misery under Tom Cleverley for Watford. But yeah, they take the L celebration from Sadie. That was quite funny. Do rate that. Top bit of shit housery, that. And yeah, Portsmouth beat Watford here 1-0 with a Colby Bishop goal. QPR 1, Swansea 2. Swansea really hitting the fine form at the moment, as they bagged 2 goals with a Fox own goal and Harry Darling heading in before QPR did grab one back via Karamoko Dembele. But yeah, Swansea really good. Could they even sneak in the playoffs? 6 points. They could still technically get in with a win this weekend if they go and beat Millwall, which could be interesting between Millwall and Swansea. A lot of games have a lot of riding on it. This weekend in this league is just providing to be absolute carnage again at the end of the season. So the final date, you do not want to miss it. But yeah, stats show that Swansea deserved to win. QPR didn't really create anything big, but Swansea were the deserved winners in this one, created enough big chances, and they deserve to beat QPR. And an outside chance of the playoffs for Swansea, really, really low chances, like 0.2% they're going to get in the playoffs. But it's really low, but they could get in and still have something to fight for next season. So yeah, Swansea beat QPR 2-1. Sheffield Wednesday beat Middlesbrough. Did the pressure get to Middlesbrough after Finn Azaz fired them in front in the 11th minute before Josh Windass fired back and Musabe hit back in that one. Middlesbrough, Sheffield Wednesday having 3.56 XG. Deserved winners over Middlesbrough in this one. 25 shots to 16. Danny Rail's side getting a very important win in this one for Wednesday. After their poor form recently, Danny Rail, that will motivate the Sheffield Wednesday fans back again. So yeah, a good season for them under Danny Rail, and yeah, they'll be happy with what they've done this season, and they'll be looking good for next season if they can keep Danny Rail. I doubt they will. Middlesbrough's playoff hopes took a massive, massive dent. Let me down in my accumulator, you bloody muppets. So yeah, Sheffield Wednesday, good win for them, and yeah, decent from Danny Rowe when they've got nothing to play for. Middlesbrough just feeling the pressure of the playoffs, maybe, but they still have Norwich at home, which should be an easy win for them next time around. So yeah, Middlesbrough lose away at Wednesday. Sunderland 0, Blackburn 1, and Sunderland just keep losing under Reggie Labrie at the moment. Real horrible momentum going into those playoffs, and it's not going to happen for them if it stands because their form is absolutely dreadful. But yeah, good win for Blackburn. Keep those playoff hopes alive. Only 4 points off the playoffs, so they need Coventry to slip up at Luton this weekend, which is definitely possible given Coventry's away form. But yeah, a good win for Blackburn away at Sunderland. Sunderland in real horrible form at the moment, only having 0.1 XG. They stay on 76 points, 10 points off Sheffield United, might even be caught. They can't be caught by Bristol City. They are guaranteed 4th place. Are Sunderland now for the rest of the season? So yeah, they are in the playoffs, and I bet they can't wait to get this playoff started at the Stadium of Light. Good win for Blackburn though. They keep those playoff hopes alive. And could we see Sunderland v Blackburn in the playoff final? Very much doubt it, but it could still happen. And yeah, good win for Blackburn, and Tyree Stoner get the only goal in this one. Meanwhile, Sunderland can't take the chances as Blackburn win again. West Brom 1, Derby 3. John Eustace's side getting a win over Tony Mowbray's side. He loves to beat West Bromwich Albion, does John Eustace. And Tony Mowbray has now been sacked as West Bromwich Albion head coach in that one. Yeah, really poor how West Brom treated him since he's come in. But yeah, I think that might be it for Tony Mowbray as a coach and as a manager as a whole now. They're really poor results for West Brom. Didn't really get clicking under Tony Mowbray, did it? But yeah, good win for Derby. Jerry Yates and Nathaniel Mendes-Lang get grabbing goals on the score sheet and getting a big win for Derby County away at the Hawthorns, and definitely a step closer to safety, although the other sides around them won, which could have really halted Derby if they drew or lost this game and could have put them even more bother. Can Eustace keep them up? I certainly think so. And Derby grab another win over West Bromwich Albion in this one, and Eustace gets another win over West Brom. He loves playing them. And the final game in the Championship is Burnley 2, Sheffield United 1. Josh Brownhill getting a penalty. I'm sorry, but I didn't think that was a penalty. Yes, he kicked him, but what is he intending to do there? I mean, he's intending to go for the ball. Yes, he does miss it slightly. He doesn't really touch. Hannibal's asking for the penalty, and Sheffield United might have been robbed there, in my opinion, but that is just my opinion. Burnley, congratulations. You're going straight back down. As Mark Goldbridge said, you are coming straight back down to the Championship next season, unless you get Sean Dyche. So enjoy that with Scott Parker next season when you lose 9-0 away at Liverpool. So yeah, good one, Burnley. Hope be great to see you next year, and I can't wait to see you next year in the Championship, just for you to go straight back up again. Yeah, Josh Brown here with the 2 goals in that one, and Tom Cannon fiery Sheffield United level just before halftime, before that silly penalty was given against them. Yeah, good win for Burnley in this one, and Sheffield United and Chris Wilder have to prep for the playoffs, but they have a trip to Stoke on Friday first, which they will probably lose if Stoke are up for it. So yeah, good win for Burnley as they kick on against Sheffield United and promoted to Premier League. A Sky Bet Championship table review then, as we always do. Plymouth and Cardiff really looking blunt now. Even though Plymouth's hopes have stayed, they've still got to go to Preston and win, but that could be a bit tricky. But Plymouth could still stay up maybe, but their goal difference is absolutely horrendous. Cardiff, the same. Luton and Derby, Hull, Oxford, Preston, and even Stoke could sort it out, but Stoke only need a point against Sheffield United, I believe, to stay up, so they should be all good unless all the teams win. So yeah, I think Hull, should be all right. I think Derby and Luton is going to be one of them two that will go down eventually, in my opinion. I think if Oxford plays Sunderland at home on the weekend, which they probably could win, given Sunderland don't have anything to play for and are in terrible form. Preston, I could see, could they drop in? I mean, they're in terrible form, so I could definitely see them dropping in. Stoke, no chance. I think they'll get at least a point from Sheffield United, but then they get to Derby on the final day, which could be interesting. So watch out for that soon. Sheffield United might need to do something on Friday night. Portsmouth, yeah, fine. QPR, Norwich, Sheffield Wednesday, Watford are all your mid-table fodder. Swansea have an outside chance of playoffs. So did West Brom. after sacking Mowbray, but I just can't see it now. Blackburn 4 points off the playoffs, could still get in there. So could Millwall and Middlesbrough, now only 3 points off the playoffs. Coventry, Bristol City having all their results in their favour this weekend. Sunderland mid-table, no, not mid-table fodder, playoff fodder, and they are going to be 4th place, and they're probably going to play Bristol City or Coventry this season. No, in the playoffs, sorry. And then Sheffield United, all will be confirmed as players as Leeds, and Burnley are promoted and will be back in the Championship for the 26-27 season. So yeah, thank you for watching for the Championship review. Now we'll jump over into League One as more chaos at the top and the bottom over there. Into League One we go, and it's Barnsley 1, Peterborough 1 to start things off. And Peterborough, again, the goal via Ricky J. Jones in the first minute. Not in the first minute, in the 17th minute, sorry. And then Barnsley equalising via Russell just before half-time. Really horrible time to concede for Peterborough United. Barnsley having more shots in this one overall, probably should have won the game. They seem to have stabilised a bit now since that losing run of Barnsley after the 60 loss. Premier seem to have recomposed themselves. Not really doing anything. Both these sides are in League One's next season anyway, so it doesn't really matter what is going to happen to these two sides. Peterborough are safe now mathematically, so that's good for them. Barnsley 1, Peterborough 1. Boring game at Oakwell. Nothing really to say apart from, yeah, bit of a dull draw, 1-1. Blackpool 1, Wrexham 2. Wrexham now move above Wycombe into the automatic spots as Wycombe lost to Charlton at home. Heavy loss for them, 4-0 at home. But Wrexham getting the job done over Blackpool, with Blackpool scoring in the 95th minute yesterday. Good, very, very good win for Wrexham, and they move back into the automatic places, as I just said. James McLean grabbing the first goal, and then Rathbone get the second. Two very quick goals for Wrexham as they move closer to the Championship. Stats-wise show it was a fairly even game of football. Could have gone either way, just Blackpool weren't clinical enough in the final third and didn't create any big chances. Yeah, Blackpool, I mean, Steve Bruce, they need to build for next season now, unfortunately, after I think Neil Critchley was sacked. Was it this season he was sacked? Yeah, it was. Yeah, but they need to improve drastically. Yeah, Wrexham move closer to top 2 places and maybe get into the Championship next season. They just need to beat Charlton next week, and they are. Bristol Rovers 0, Stevenage 1. Good win for Stevenage in this one, piling more misery onto Bristol Rovers, and they are in real trouble. Again, Bristol Rovers creating chances in this game, just not having any on target. Really poor. They are lacking in and out goal scorer, and Chris Martin just isn't that. He's way past it now. Is Chris Martin. Stevenage move on to 14th with an extra 3 points to their name. Bristol Rovers still in the drop, so level on points with Burton after they lost to Birmingham yesterday. We'll talk about that shortly. Good win for Stevenage, having less chances but still finding a way to win under Alex Rivel, and they look good for another season in League One. And yeah, they will probably stay in League One for a season or two more now, and then they can assess after that. But yeah, good win for Stevenage over Bristol Rovers, and more doom and gloom on Inigo Calderon and Bristol Rovers, who are really looking like they're heading to League Two now. Burton 1, Birmingham 2. Birmingham had this game wrapped up by half-time by 2 quick goals by Alphonse Samsted and Jay Stansfield, who hasn't scored a penalty goal now. He has scored a non-penalty goal for the first time in a while. Burton had 3 shots, 3 on target. Birmingham had 8 shots, 3 on target, then 0.42 XG, but grabbing 2 goals. Alphonse Samsted hit it. The goal was coming anyway, and then it was just deflected back in, and Jay Stansfield finished it off, ran through the Burton defence and tucked it underneath Crocombe. Tavares getting the goal back in the 95th minute. This game is very similar to the Wrexham win over Blackpool in terms of the away side. God, excuse me, this game must have been boring. Yeah, good win for the Blues, and yeah, 100 points, only 1 point away from that 100 mark now for Birmingham City, and they can get it as Burton should be alright to stay up as they take on Cambridge at the weekend, and that should be a win, although they still might feel the pressure. But yeah, good win for Birmingham in this one over Burton as they step closer to 100 points. Cambridge 1, Leighton Orient 2. Cambridge taking the lead in this one. And yeah, very Leighton Orient fought back with Kelman and Donnelly, their two star players, under Richie Wellens at the moment. Jamie Donnelly getting man of the match in this one, Leighton Orient. Getting a good solid win over Cambridge in this one, 50 shots to 11, fairly even game of football either side. Could have won this one probably, but yeah, Leighton Orient get the job done and they move above Reading into the playoffs. If they weren't already in the playoffs, they would have been. But yeah, level on points with Reading, whose deadline I think is going to be extended again. Correct me if I'm wrong. But yeah, level on points via goal difference. They are ahead in 6th place and currently will play Wickham in those playoff places. But Charlton might have something to say about that, about the automatic places. But yeah, very good win for Leighton Orient and Richie Wellens, and they move onwards. Could Leighton Orient really get promoted to the Championship? Are they going to do an Oxford and maybe go all the way this season? As for Cambridge, I think they'll be down next game. So yeah, good win for Leighton Orient, and they keep that playoff hope, their playoff hopes alive after it was looking pretty grim the last week. Crawley 3, Exeter 1. When do Crawley give up? Because they are fighting and fighting well, drawing away at Birmingham and then beating Exeter City. And yeah, well, Crawley went 3, there was 3-0, and then Exeter hit back. It was 3-1 at half time, and then there was no goals. Only 3 points off safety now are Scott Lindsay's men, so it is looking very possible for them to survive now. Just need a win or two. I tell you what, if Burton and Bristol Rovers lose, then it is very much game on in that one. But then Cambridge could still give them a fight at the bottom, maybe. But yeah, very, very interesting stuff. Crawley beating Exeter, and yeah, Exeter are safe, a bit more misery on them, but yeah, Scotland each and Crawley do all they can to try and stay in Sky Bet League One for another season. I really don't think it's going to happen now, but unfortunately for them. But yeah, poor result for Exeter away at Crawley, but yeah, good win for Crawley, and they might just stay up. Lincoln 4, Bolton 2, an absolute brilliant result for Lincoln City over a playoff chasing Bolton, who are really, really struggling at the moment. But yeah, it's really unlucky for Bolton Wanderers now. They're looking really unfortunate. Well, they're really unlucky to try and stay up now in this one. But yeah, Lincoln getting the job done in this one over Bolton. But yeah, I mean, Bolton are terrible at the moment under Stephen Schumacher. I couldn't get my words out there. Bolton, yeah, I mean, can't get playoffs now. Going to be in League One probably for another year. It's going to be really hard for them to get in the playoffs now. Lincoln with a good win under Michael Scabala. Shame they couldn't have this bit of a run too late on. They like having late runs at playoffs, but this time they're not going to get in the playoffs because they're in League One for another year. Deserved wins. Absolute ridiculous score from Eric Ring and Rico Hackett in this game from Lincoln. Some absolute wonder goals in that game. Yeah, so Lincoln 4, Bolton 2. Bolton finished with 10 men. And yeah, unlucky for Stephen Schumacher's side as Josh Davis quickly got 2 silly yellows at the end. But Lincoln with another good win under Michael Scabali, and they move onwards up the table but can't get playoffs. Well, Reading made sure if they were to be expelled from the Football League at the end of the season, they are going out in fine fashion by beating Mansfield by 5-1. Jaden Wareham get 2 of those goals, own goal from Williams. Lewis Wing getting it on the action, and so was Billy Bowden as well. Really good win for Reading this. Mansfield had more shots. Reading just were 10 times more clinical than Mansfield were in this game, and very, very unfortunate for Reading as they are going to be getting expelled at the start of the season, at the end of the season, sorry, probably 3rd of May could be their last game in the Football League. So yeah, they need to be taken over. Somebody please do buy them because I don't want another club going out of the Football League. Good one for Reading over Mansfield in this one, and yeah, moving onwards to the playoffs. Maybe for Reading, and maybe they might get in the playoffs, and maybe could go up to the Championship, even though they need a takeover and fast. Northampton 4, Shrewsbury 1, already relegated Shrewsbury, falling short of Northampton, who are really, really good at Sixfields, one of the toughest sides to play this season if you are going away to a League One side this season. Northampton is one of the trickier places to go. Yes, they are down. Yes, they are probably fighting for relegation, but it's a really, really tough place to go. You do not want to be going there this season if you are a football team. But yeah, very, very good win in this one for Northampton. Shrewsbury getting a goal back via John Marquis, their talisman for this season anyway. But yeah, Northampton's safe now by the looks of things. I don't think they can go down. I think they are pretty much safe. 50.7 points. Yes, they are safe because some teams could only get 6 points for the rest of the season. Burton do have a game in hand against Wigan, which they should win. But yeah, Northampton, good win over them. Shrewsbury's, and yeah, Northampton move onwards under Kevin Nolan and can kick on for next season in League One. Maybe do a little mini playoff charge under Kevin Nolan next season. Good win for Northampton, 4-0 for Shrewsbury. And just like that, Huddersfield's season is over. They cannot now get in the playoffs because they don't have enough points, quite frankly, and it's been a really torrid season for Huddersfield Town. At one point, you would think they could get automatics, and now they are not even going to finish in the playoff places. Huddersfield Town really disappointing after they came down this season from the Sky Bet Championship. Similar for Rotherham, will be up to them in a minute. Stockport, good win for them in the playoffs, get the job done, and small chance of autos, only 5 points off, and yeah, they could get in there at the end of the day. But I very much doubt that's going to happen because Charlton, Wycombe and Wrexham are going to be fighting it out, I believe. But yeah, good win for Stockport in this one, and they move closer to those automatic spots, even though they have a real outside chance of getting in. But yeah, Huddersfield, really horrible season for them. Down to 9th, probably could finish the season in down like 10th or 11th. Will be horrible for them. But yeah, good result for Stockport, and yeah, closer to those autos. Doubt they get in. Huddersfield, more misery, and shouldn't have sacked Duff, as I've said about 1,000 times. Wigan 1, Rotherham 0. Ryan Lowe's side have confirmed their status for next season under, well, Ryan Lowe, yeah. But Rotherham losing this one seem to have gone off the gas after the new manager bounced. After Steve Evans left, they seem to be back to normal. Johnson Clark-Harris has really had an underwhelming season for Rotherham United and not been firing amongst the goals. But yeah, 10 shots, none on target for Rotherham in this game. Absolutely dreadful stuff from Rotherham United in that one, but they won't care, and because the season's done and they'll have to build for next season. Maybe if they get a decent manager in, maybe if they get Paul Warne back in, they might just stay up, even though he is now at MK Dons. But football is weird. Stuff can happen and change very, very quickly. Yeah, good win for Wigan and Ryan Lowe as James Carrick. I think JB Carrick's son. I don't know. I could be wrong. But yeah, Wigan getting the job done and moving. Well, I'm moving safe of League One for another year, and maybe could they kick on next season with Ryan Lowe? Let's see. But yeah, good win for Wigan over Rotherham in this one. And the final game is Wycombe 0, Charlton 4. Charlton down to 10 minutes in this game. What happened to Wycombe? I think it was just an off Easter Monday. Been on the piss maybe. Wycombe, but yeah, really unlucky. I mean, 9 shots each. I mean, to be fair, either team could have won this, but Charlton just took it away. I don't think the scoreline maybe reflects what actually happened in this game. Charlton absolutely running riot away at Wycombe yesterday. Yeah, really unfortunate for Wycombe, even though who got sent off, Chuks and Eki at the final whistle, but it doesn't really matter, does it? Charlton were already 4-0 up by that point. Horrible for Will Norris, Sonny Bradley, that whole back line for Wycombe. Stats-wise, I mean, stats show that Wycombe should have actually probably scored in this game, but just Kone wasn't firing, got took off in the 84th minute. No Udo for Wycombe in this one, not sure why. He was on the bench and came on, so, but yeah, a bit too late for that. Nathan Jones, very resilient manager. I'm really tired. Nathan Jones, really resilient manager, good manager for this division, and can probably fire Charlton out, and it could be Charlton v Southampton next season. Nathan just going back to Southampton, so that should be interesting. But yeah, good win for Charlton over Wycombe here. And for the table, things stand like this. Shrewsbury down in 24th. Cambridge and Crawley, little bit hope. Crawley more so with their win over Exeter this week. Coming Monday, or this Monday just gone, sorry. Bristol Rovers and Burton locked on 43 points together. Mansfield on 48, safe. Northampton safe. Peterborough safe. Exeter safe, Wigan safe, Stevenage safe, Rotherham safe, Barnsley safe. Well, Barnsley these are all your mid-table fodder for now. So are Lincoln, so are Blackpool, so are Huddersfield. So are Bolton, although no, they can't get. Bolton can't get in. They will be in League One for another year. Reading and Leyton Orient also locked on 72 points. Then it is interesting because Stockport winning against Huddersfield yesterday keep them small automatic chances alive. They are going to be the place no matter what. Brilliant job Dave Chandler's done. Not sure how he's not on the job for end of season award, but whatever. Charlton on 82 need to go to Wrexham and win next week, but that after today, that I can't see why they can't go and do that. Wickham, the same. I mean, I think they've got to beat Leyton Orient next Saturday at 12:30. I can't see them doing that. Leyton Orient's a really tough place to go. Wrexham look up, get a point against Charlton. You're up next week, really, even though you'll be 3 points behind Wickham. Maybe good they could shit the pants away at Lincoln on the final day. And Birmingham are just looking for the 100 points, aren't they? And that should be them promoted. So, yeah, good all round, really. And, yeah, good for everybody involved. And, yeah, very good stuff. So yeah, thank you for watching League One review and Championship review, of course, for Game Week 44. We'll be back for predictions tomorrow for League One and probably Championship. Might do a double upload tomorrow, we'll see. But yeah, thank you as always for watching, and don't forget to like, share, subscribe to the channel, and yeah, thank you for watching again.